Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a video about a deck that I built for a new patron. The commander? Zethy, Arcane Blademaster. As I was building the deck, I realized that this deck resembles Feather the Redeemed in a lot of ways. Which got me thinking, who would make a good Jeskai Feather commander? Basically, a Jeskai Feather deck. If you're enjoying my content, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support, and if you like the deck list, consider sharing this video as well. Narset Enlightened Exile is a 4-mana 3/4 legendary human monk that gives all creatures we control prowess. Additionally, whenever Narset Enlightened Exile attacks, we exile a non-creature, non-land card with mana value less than her power from a graveyard and copy it. We may cast that copy without paying its mana cost. Remember, we can do this from any graveyard, not just ours. But I said I wanted a Feather deck. I want lots of little cantrip spells with added effects that we can cast over and over again, as well as creatures that allow us to do so. Additionally, this is an experiment. I'm not sure how well this deck will work out, and will probably need a lot of tuning later on. But I wanted to share something fun and unique. Also, before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is always innovating, and recently, they've unveiled their new Druidic Secret Boulders. Turn your deck into a mystical place. These gorgeous boulders come in a variety of colors and patterns, like this sand-colored one celebrating Sol. Make sure you continue to praise the sun, and pick one up for yourself at your local game store. Or order one from Amazon. Link down below. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. One last announcement before we get into our video. I've been invited to MagicCon Chicago. Unfortunately, I'm very short on funds and probably won't be able to make it. If you'd like to help me and my kid, the one who convinced me to get back into Magic, travel to the Windy City in order to play this February, consider joining my Patreon. Even if it's just for a month of support, it would mean a lot. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Scalding Tarn, Arid Mesa, Flooded Strand, Misty Rainforest, Wooded Foothills, Marsh Flats, Rogrim Triome, Steam Vents, Sacred Foundry, Hallowed Fountain, Training Center, Spectator Seating, Sea of Clouds, Stormcarved Coast, Sundown Pass, Deserted Beach, Sulphur Falls, Clifftop Retreat, Glacial Fortress, Thundering Falls, Elegant Parlor, Meticulous Archive, Scavenger Grounds, 2 islands, 2 mountains, and 2 plains make up the land base for our deck. Sol Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Creativity, Talisman of Conviction, Talisman of Progress, Izzet Signet, Boros Signet, Azorius Signet, Stormkiln Artist, Felwar Stone, Thought Vessel, Chromatic Lantern, and Decanter of Endless Water help us to ramp out and stay ahead of the curve. Pull from Tomorrow, Finale of Revelation, Tolarian Winds, Whirlwind of Thought, Jeskai Ascendancy, Archmage Emeritus, Windfall, and Underworld Breach help us to keep our hands full. Arcane Denial, Reprieve, Cathartic Pyre, Abrade, Lightning Bolt, Keep Safe, Cleansing Wildfire, Get Lost, Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares, and An Offer You Can't Refuse help us to keep our opponents in line. Cyclonic Rift, and Blasphemous Act are here to reset the board as needed. Feather the Redeemed, Feather Radiant Arbiter, Zethi Arcane Blademaster, Monastery Mentor, Talrand Sky Summoner, Aria of Flame, Vesuvan Duplimancy, Young Pyromancer, Zada Hedron Grinder, Third Path Iconoclast, and Kaikar Wind's Fury make up the core of our deck. Meanwhile, Balduvian Rage, Ancestral Anger, Expedite, Bandage, Fists of Flame, Shadow Rift, Renegade Tactics, Crimson Wisps, Shelter, Leap, Ryle, Open into Wonder, Cerulean Wisps, Warlord's Fury, Defiant Strike, Psychotic Fury, Accelerate, Karam, Dreadmaw's Ire, God's Willing, Lauren's Escape, Timber Battle Rage, and Crash Through support our plan and help us to close out games. Now that we have our deck list, we should compare it to our checklist. 44 mana sources, but between 31 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. Very light, I know, but that's fine, because we have 26 pieces of card advantage, which does include 18 cantrips, 12 pieces of interaction, 2 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Scavenger Grounds and our commander, 1 sudden I win card in Vesuvan Duplimancy. Vesuvan Duplimancy means that all of our pump spells, most of which are also cantrips, will create copies of our creatures, including our legends. Also, prowess stacks. In other words, if we have 2 copies of Narset, each of our creatures has 2 instances of prowess, which means that if we can get both Feather the Redeemed and a few copies of Narset, we can end the game very quickly. Again, this deck is an experiment. It is not polished, but after all our builds are sorted out, this is one of the decks I intend to build in paper and playtest a lot. The problem with a deck like this is that you need a lot of tuning and tweaking until you're happy with the result. And for each person in each group, your deck will be a little different. But that's part of the fun about Commander, isn't it? Your decks are never really finished. Are you building a Narset Enlightened Exile deck? What about a Feather the Redeemed or Zethi Arcane Blademaster? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits at gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. For only $25, you too can have a Commander video built at your request. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Borgie, Nazwin, Pedro, Tom, Midge, Lucius, Detroff, Rally, Frank, Alex, Jenny, Alex, and Julio. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.